So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to solve the problem maximum triplet product. So this is a medium problem. Given an array of size n, the task is to find the maximum triplet product in the array. So let's discuss the question. Like here, the maximum triplet product here given the array 1, 2, 3, 5. So maximum triplet product will be 5 into 3 into 2, which is equals to 30. That is the maximum because we are taking the maximum elements in the array. Now, similarly, there is a second test case like -3, -5, 1, 0, 8, 3, -2. So here when we take the maximum element 8, 1 and 3, it will give 24. But it will fail. Why? Because -3 and -5, if multiplied, will generate the positive number. And if I take greatest positive number and multiply it by 8 is 120. So let's discuss what is the intuition behind this. Consider we have sorted the array. I have considered these two arrays like these case 1 and case 2. Here we have two cases. First case is like here I will take the two, here I will take like three positive numbers and here I will take two negative numbers and one positive number. Since maximum number can be generated whenever positive number are multiplied, positive, maximum positive numbers are multiplied, it will generate the maximum number. And other case can be if two negative numbers are multiplied, two negative numbers are multiplied, like this negative and this negative. So this will generate a positive number. And if I multiply the positive number, it can also generate the maximum number. So like here I discussed, like here, 8, 7, and 2, when multiplied will generate the maximum number, which can be a 1, 1, 2. And a second case, like here, if I take two negative numbers, that will be 56 into and one maximum number. So it will be the maximum number. So that's the approach. Like what we get from this? We get that if I take three positive numbers, or I can take two negative numbers and one positive number. So this is what is the intuition behind sorting the array. So if I sort the array, these two cases we have to find that we have to find the two cases, and out of these cases we have to find the maximum answer. So let's discuss the approach how we are going to do that. So first approach that I think is like generate a sorted array like this. This is already a sorted array. And what I think that I can take first maximum, second maximum, and third maximum, and then multiply. It will be 1, 1, 2. And second case is like first case is completed. Now second case, if I take two negative number, it can generate the maximum positive number. Why smallest negative number? Because more the smallest number. Because we can see in the number line 0, 1, 2, positive number increases. But here in the number line negative number decreases, but its value increases. -2, -3 value is increasing. So if we multiply -3 and -2, it will be 6. So that is the approach behind why we are taking the minimal number and taking to minimal number and taking one maximum number. So -7, -5 positive number, and second is taking this maximum number can generate our maximum answer. So that is a behind intuition. So we can say this approach will take big of n log n. Why? Because we will generate a sorted array. So we have to think something like big of n, because we're given the question, we have to generate a big of n, big of one space complexity. So how we can do that? So here is some approach that we will use. So here we will create a three variable maximum 1, maximum 2, maximum 3, and another we will take minimum 1 and minimum 2. So why we are not taking minimum 3? As I said, like here we need to take two negative number. So two negative number will be taken from the minimum number and three positive number that will be taken from the maximum number. So that is something like that's why we do. Now first thing, here one can ask like why we are not taking positive, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, and -1, -2. Like this explanation, I will clear this after the approach. So here let's say I will take this array elements. So initially I have initialized all three elements minus infinite, maximum as minimum number, and minimum as maximum number. So initially we take the array element as 3. So here the order I have written like maximum 1 is greater than maximum 2 and maximum 2 is greater than maximum 3. And minimum 1 is more minimum than minimum 2. So let's sign. So let's come to first index. So we can see 3 is here. So we can see, let's consider these three dots as M1, M2, and M3. Now we are getting a number which is greater than maximum 1. 3 is greater than minus infinite. So this number is greater than maximum 1. So since we want first three greatest number, so what we will do? We will make that M2, you should take M1. M3, you should take M2. And M1 will take these greatest number. That's the thing. So here we will make this maxi 1 to 3. Obviously, maxi 2 will be minus infinite and maximum 3 will be minus infinite. They will take these values. Now, in every iteration, we will run both first and second. Now, here, minimum 1, here 3. 3 is uh, smaller than the minimum 1. Here we can see 3 is smaller than. Minimum will store the minimum number. So, let's say this is minimum 1, this is minimum 2. So here we can see 3 is coming, which is less than minimum 1. So we will say M2, you should take M1 and M1, you should take 3. So M2 will take infinite. Now M1 will take 3. Now minimum 1 is more less number. Okay. Now, so next time, in next iteration, I will go to minus 5. Now here I can see in this. Here I can see minus 5 is greater than maximum 5. No. Let's rub it. Now minus 5. Now here is maximum 1, maximum 2, maximum 3. Here are 3 dots. Like minus 5 is not greater than maximum 1. So we will not touch this. Now minus 5 is greater than maximum 2. Yes. Now since it is greater than maximum 2, M3 will take the value of M2. That is M3. You should take the value of M2. And M2 you should take this more greater number. So M2 will take this minus 5 and M3 will take the minus infinite of this. Now in same iteration we will check minus 5. Is minus 5 smaller than the minimum one? So let's consider M1 and M2 as two dots. Similarly, now minus 5 is less than M1. So M1 should be more minimum number, first minimum number. So M2 will take this M1 and M1 will take this minus 5. So M1 minimum 1 will become minus 5 and minimum 2 will become 3. Now in next iteration, we will go to next index. Now here we can see minus 8. So minus 8 in this one, we will check is M1, M2 and M3. Consider these M dots. Now minus 8 is greater than M1. No, leave. Minus 8 is greater than M2. No, leave. Minus 8 is greater than M3. Yes. So we will take this minus 8 only. Now, in the same iteration, we will check from minimum as well. Let's select this all. Now, here we can see minus 8 is minus 8. Here M1, minimum 1, minimum 2. Consider them as dots. Now, minus 8 is less than M1. Minus 8 is less than M1. Here we can see yes. So, M2 will take the value of M1 and M1 will take the value of minus 8. So, it will become minus 8 and it will become minus 5. Okay, so now in the next index, similarly, we go ahead and we get the first three maximum number and first two minimum number. So I am repeating again. We consider these three as dots. If any greater number found, so this number will take this value, this number will take this value, this number will take this value. Because we want more greatest, first three greatest number. Now in second case here we get this. Now first number is greater than this number M1. So M1 will this is, let's say, M1, M2, M3. So number is greater than M2. So M2 will take this value and M3 will take this value. Now similarly, third condition can arise in max even, that number is greater than only M3. So M3 will just take this value and go ahead. Now similarly, in minimum one, we have two dots. minimum 1 and minimum 2. So if minimum 1 gets the smaller number, so minimum 1 will get that smaller number, and minimum 2 will get the number taken by the m1. Similarly, if the number is smaller than m2 only, so we will say m2 should take this and go ahead. This was the approach behind that. Now, here comes the question, why we are not taking negative, only negative number and then only positive number. So there's let's understand this by some cases. So your first case come like this. If I have all negative numbers, so I will take some three positive numbers. Let's say instead of maxi 1, maxi 2, I will take positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, and they will be empty. Similarly, if I take negative 1 and negative 2, so I can't get the triplet. That's why in maxi 1, this will be stored, these three will be stored, and we will return the product. Similarly here, I in the positive 1, positive 2, positive, this case will run. But negative 1, negative 2, we will not get. So we have to handle extra, many cases like that. So instead of handling that, we have considered 3 maximum, 2 minimum, so that anyone can be used like positive, 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 or negative, negative, or here can be the case all are negative. So all negative will be taken here. So like next, here comes the minus 3, 2, and 4. Next case. Like similarly in here, we will take three, I will take 2 negative, negative 1, negative 2. So negative 1 will take minus 3, negative 2 will be infinite. Similarly, positive 1 will be equals to 2, basically 4, more greatest. Positive 2 is equals to 2, and positive 3 will be equals to minus infinite. So we will have to handle extra cases if there is less negative number or positive number. So instead of handling that, we have created 3 maximum variable and 2 negative variable. So I hope you get that explanation that why we are taking that. So let's do the code. So like here we will have, as I defined, we have 3 variable like minus 29. Let's consider minus 29 and maxi 2 as minus 29, maxi 3 as minus 29. Now, similarly, I will have minimum 1, which is equals to 29, and minimum, it should be minimum 1, and it should be minimum 2, that is 29. Now, I will traverse the loop. So, as we have said, if last dot, if this last dot, like we have 3 dots, m1, m2, m3. If the last dot, if m1 is smaller than this dot, then m1 should take this greatest number, m2 will take this, m3 will take this. So what we will do, since value will be changed, so first we will assign to m2. Similarly, m3 will be assigned m2 value first. So if maxi 1, if the first dot is less than is equals to array, so what will we do? Maxi 3 is equals to maxi 2, and maxi 2 is equals to maxi 1. Now, similarly, maxi 1 is equals to array. This we are assuming. Now, next case, if the second dot is less than is equals to array, like this dot, like this dot is, this number is greater. So this will be save as it is. Now m2 will take this and m3 will take m2. So first we assign m3 as m2, maxi 3 as maxi 2, and similarly maxi 2 will be assigned area 5. And at the last case, if the last dot is there, maxi 3 is less than is equals to array, maxi 3 is equals to array. Now, why we are not taking like else case here? Why we are adding this condition? This condition is required. If I do not add this condition, then it will take other number, any smaller number, positive number. So I have to maintain the 3 greatest number. So that will be achieved only when we will assign this condition as well here. Similarly, for the minimum, we need 2 minimum only. So if minimum 1 is greater than is equals to array, minimum 2 is equals to minimum 1, and minimum 1 is equals to array. Now, in the else case, since we are getting smaller term, like here, if I take this m1 and if I take this m2, like m1 here, m2 here, So if I getting more smaller number, so I will assign m2 to m1 and m1 will get this more smaller number. So here is just like that. Similarly, if minimum 2, so we will directly assign to minimum 2. Like here, if the m2, if the number is like here m1 and m2, minimum 1, minimum 2. So if this number is already minimum to save it, now m2 will take this more minimum number because I want more minimal number. Now this is this. Now at the end, what we want? What can be the possible answer? Either all three maxima are taken, or as I defined these two cases, like here in the case 1, like yes. So here we have case 1, 3 positive number or 2 negative number and 1 positive number. So 2 negative number, or we can say here minimum and then maximum 1. So I think code is fine. So let's compile and run the code. Let's see whether it works fine or not. Yes, so let's try to submit the code. Hmm. So here I got the answer as I have said, like it will take other numbers, so minimum 2 should be greater than or equals to area. This condition should be added, otherwise it will take any number. So let's compile and run again. Yes, it is working fine. Let's submit the code. Like here. Yes, it is properly working fine. So this was the question. This was all about the observation. And thank you and have a nice day.